of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome in. Happy Tuesday, January something, middle of the month, somewhere around there. But I know it's Tuesday. How are you doing? We're about 10 days away, 9 days away until we play Man City in the Cup. But how is everybody doing? Welcome in to episode 135 of the Untitled series. I hope you are too blessed to be stressed, as am I. Look, there's a poll in the chat right now. Would shout out those of you who may or may not have already participated in the poll. It is something free you can do here. 26 votes I see. 31%. Tied 31% says need another attacker on the front three. And replace or upgrade the midfield. Look, things are bouncing out in the poll. But the question of the day is, what is the next position that Tottenham need to urgently get some in? I think I meant to say someone. But we move. How's everybody doing, though? Look, I got this dang earbud. Make sure it's on. All right, I hear things. How's everybody? Make sure you are hitting a like on the video on your way in. Obviously, the big news of the day, I guess, I don't even know if it's big news. If you want to call it big news, I guess that depends on your definition of the term big. However, the one thing that we can be sure to confirm is that... Mr. Sergio Reguilón is Reguilón. He has finished his 6-month loan at Manchester United. He came in, had a free cup of coffee with Dragusin's agent, and now he's back out on his way to Brentford. So how about that? Some people would... It's sparked an interesting conversation. And so obviously the first thing I really want to ask the people here is, do we need Reguilón? Is this surplus to goods? Or are we letting somebody go that actually could have been a big help to what we're trying to do here? Or at least a supplemental piece? I don't know. I want y'all to let me know. At least, obviously, if you're live, hello. If you're on playback, hello. You can let me know below if you're on playback. But if you're live, let me know right now. And I'm going to actually check on the chat right now. Y'all, I'm sorry. My brain's a little scattered right now. There was a new album that was released, and I was listening to it before the show, and I was zoned out a little too hard on that album, but I apologize. But shout out 21 Savage. No, some people don't like that kind of music, but you know what? 21 Savage made a very nice album. So if you're into that sort of genre, you can check that out. But look, I'm putting the earbuds away. I've turned the music off. I'm no longer distracted. I'm ready for the show. I hope you are too. Let me say hello. I see Daniela Zito in the house. Double first place prize for Daniela Zito. Says, good evening, Jacob. Hope you're doing well. Come on, you Spurs. There were some FA Cup replays tonight. Absolutely, there were some FA Cup replays. Which one were you watching? Which one was your favorite? There was a couple that were on ESPN Plus. I was keeping an eye on the Wolverhampton Brentford match. I did not watch Bristol City versus United, but I did see that West Ham United did lose, so that's kind of fun. They're no longer in the FA Cup. Another Premier League team does not make it out of the round. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be my club. How about that? But big up, Daniela. Good to see you in the house. Big up, Tommy G says, Timo. And isn't that kind of fun? Big up Giuseppe Alberto as well. Says, big up my guy Jacob. Big up Giuseppe. Good to see you out here. Also see you on the Twitter, liking and retweeting the stuff. Giuseppe does all the things that are free to help the channel. So Giuseppe, well, you're also a member. I don't know if you were gifted or if you bought it, but either way, you're supporting the channel. So thank you for that. Big up to you, my friend. What is this? ESPN's trying to play some damn video in my ear. Side Dances in the house. Big up Side Dances. Says, big up Jacob and everyone. Good vibes only. Immaculate vibes is really what we try to provide here, and that's the only really thing. Now, look at that. How about that? Some confetti for your troubles. I think we can get some balloons. We can get some balloons too, Side Dancer, for the Immaculate vibes. There you go. How about that? Production value through the roof. Oh, my goodness. I feel like the older I get, the more cringy I'm becoming. Hypa Noise is here. Says, hi, Jacob, Chewy, in chat. Hello, Hypa Noise. How you doing? Big up. Ren says, yo, morning crew. She calls us the crew because really, She's here every morning. She's always checking in, always letting us know what she thinks about Tottenham Hotspur. So big up Ren, first and foremost. Love that goalkeeper's kit that you got. There's actually a little bit of a production thing I need to... Wait, did I think I did. Look, the reason why I'm so distracted is because there's a new show that I don't know, maybe y'all have heard about. All right, there's a new show. Ren, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad everyone's here. I will catch up in the chat in just 1 second. But it's breaking news. We have a new show. It's not me. It's on another channel, a channel in which I would consider we. I'm not there too often, but in spirit I am, and in the chat I am. But this guy's here on this channel a lot. He said, you know what, Jacob, I've got this new show debuting. Can you please play the trailer for me? And I said, you know what? If you make an appearance, it will be your intro. So everyone who's listening, whether live or on playback, you're getting yourself a little treat. Here's the trailer for a new show that is coming out on a channel you may know. Hey, Paul.
Hello,
what
man.
a trailer. What a fun show. I can't wait to tune into that, my friend. But first of all, how are you doing?
I'm all right, man. Yeah, it's a hard-hitting football debate show. We want to know the answers to football. It was a slow day in Newby yesterday. What can I say, man? I was bored. So.
I love it, Paul. When I seen that clip originally, man, I was about to go. You'd sent me the first version, Paul, and I was like, oh, let me just check my phone before I go lay down to bed, you know. And I played it. That thing kept me up. I was laughing so hard at that. So really fun stuff that you do. We lost him. We lost him. He said just debut the show. He might have got a call actually because he's on his phone. Oh, I don't know why that makes it. Oh, that video is so funny to me. Let me say. I'm going to catch up in the chat while we wait for Paul to reconnect. Oh, here he is. Here he is. Hey.
Sorry. Fat fingers, man. Fat fingers.
No, I figured you got a call or maybe, you know, hey, you got someone jumping in the back of your taxi there.
No, summer holidays, mate. So everyone says, oh, Sydney's the best city on earth. Everyone fucks off soon as it's summer holidays. You know, it's empty. So, yeah, well, here we go. Their loss is your gain and my gain.
Oh, Paul, I haven't had actually a chance to speak to you since we got the point away at Old Trafford. I saw you did a watch along. You had a nice little highlight reel there going. Paul, I just want to know, what is your thoughts on the match? How do you see us, you know, getting 4 points out of both fixtures against Manchester United this season?
Yeah, look, you know, I was a little, I suppose, a little tiny bit disappointed when the whistle went because, you know, it puts us 8 points off the top and I've still got eyes on the prize. But, I mean, that faded away because it was a really good performance. And like you say, 4 points out of 6 against Manchester United. I think it was good. And we played some really nice football with a second string side. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy, really.
Yeah.
I've got to go. Sorry, man. I'll call you back.
No, all good. Good luck. Hope they tip well. There he goes. Paul will be joining us a little bit later on. Obviously, he is working, so he's going to be like the little bird that somehow finds its way just down to us. I'll go ahead and take him out the stream now. I think his thing froze up. Let me keep saying what's up to the chat real quick. Big up Donovan. I see you in the chat. Chewy is here. He's sleeping as always. And no, it's not fake. Big up Ed. How you doing? Good to see you. Chang, my buddy Chang is in the house. Says, good morning from inside the mass rail transit train. I'm commuting to work with the Southeast Asia. Can't wait for your next live members call-in show. Mr. JW, like and subscribe. People like and subscribe. As he said, I will be doing a live members call-in show. So all the people who are members, you feel free. I will post it in the community, the link to call in, and we'll go ahead and do a nice... that was a fun little members hangout we had last time, so let's see if we can do it again. Big up Bob Down Under. Good day, Jacob in chat. Good day to Bob Down Under. How are you doing? Simon Davies says, am I correct in thinking your intro... I saw the Sydney Opera House. I thought you hail from America. Well, hey, I'll tell you this much. That is a custom-made intro that I made myself. And yes, there is the Sydney Opera House, which I guess geographically doesn't make sense when you think about it, because Ange Postecoglou's from the opposite side of Australia, I found out. But when I think of Australia, that's a very like thing that... Damn it, damn confetti. It's like a monument, you know what I mean? A lot of people think of Australia, they think about that opera house. It's pretty, at least for me, so silly, I suppose, maybe to use that. But big up. George, I see, says, happy no to Bayern month. We are bigger than Bayern, if you didn't know. Of course you know now, but we are bigger than Bayern. Let's just have it right. We were always going to be bigger than Bayern. Drula, evening, Jacob and all. How are you doing? Drula, good to see you in the chat. Trevor Griggs says, Jacob, yesterday Hassam said Spurs were nothing before Poch. He gave us relevancy and international fans after some thought. I kind of agree with him, and Poch deserves more respect. It's an interesting topic, this whole Pochettino. Like, I think it was more inevitable. It could have been Pochettino. It could have been anybody else in that position that helped bring, because it was inevitable that I think the fandom of Tottenham Hotspur reached beyond its limits, if that makes sense. Now, I don't, granted, I guess this is a little silly because I became a fan while Poch was a manager, so that does, I suppose, help Hassam's point out. But I would think, I feel like it's inevitable. Spurs, Tottenham Hotspur, they're an inevitable club. They're a big enough brand that it was always going to seep into the minds of Americans. And look, I'm not the only American Spurs fan. There's over 250 official supporters clubs here in America, and that's just supporters clubs across the nation. So a lot. That's a lot. That is a lot. Big up Spurs. GCTV says, good evening, Jacob. Hope you're well. All the chatters are smashing the likes. Good reminder there, Spurs GCTV. Make sure y'all are hitting that like button as you come onto the channel. Is this on top of the horror show? Did y'all like that one or no? Did y'all not like the trailer for his new show? That's what you're telling me. You're telling me you didn't like the trailer for Paul's new show. Big up Shamu. Shamu's in the house. Shamu Vandevous. Oh, I think you changed your name a little bit. Or has it always been Shamu Van something? But big up Shamu. Always good to see you here. It's the only Psychedelic Spurs automobile on YouTube. Paul's one of a kind. And let me make sure that I do put his channel link in the description of this video, because really, if you haven't subscribed to the Hotspur Hippie, I'm going to find you and I'm going to force you to subscribe. That's just that simple. Let me see here. Did I even share this video in the group chats? Did I? I don't know. Let me see. I don't think I did. But big up. I see over 80 people in the house. Hey, how you doing? 15 minutes into this. We're just getting started. We were a little bit, this is one of the more interesting intros, I suppose, to a show. But big up Craig the Gecko Man in the house. Rowan Kumar's here. Big up everybody. Honorable mention to Richie. He deserves to smell some roses. Richie's got 7 goals. 7 goals. That's how many he's got. I did just try to reference the ring. Yes, that is correct. But you know what? Shout out Richarlison. He is outscoring. I said this yesterday, but if you add up all the Gabriels that play for Arsenal, he has more goals and more goal contributions than all of them combined. So I'll drink to that. Oh my. SP24 says, big up Jacob, Taco Tuesday. Oh, I should have worn the shirt. Wasn't even thinking about it. Big up Dan Davenport. How you doing? Jammy Git is here. Can we make it Destiny Udogi month? I think we can make it whatever you want it to be.
Destiny Udogi. Oh, yes. Oh, Destiny Udogi Day. Hey. Idiots, man.
There you are. Big up Disintegration. How are you doing? Same side of Australia, just 600 miles south of the Opera House. Yeah, so a little bit far. Who else is here? Baloo. Big up Baloo. Giuseppe's met Spurs fans from all over England. See, we out here. We Mr. Worldwide. Shout out Pitbull. Jean Neath is here. Hello, Jacob. Hope you're having a great day. Jean, I hope you're having a great day. How about that? All stroke. Jacob, what's your Whataburger order? I do love me the patty melt with Texas toast, add pickles and jalapenos. There you are. With a Dr. Pepper, of course. You have to get a Dr. Pepper, all stroke. Big up, Yanis Rubelis. Big up, Jacob Chewy in chat. Hope you're well. Big up, Yanis. Good to see you as always. Israel Amir's here. Says, big up, Jacob. Everyone in the chat. Big up, Amir. I hope you're having a great day as well. George, yeah, Hotspur Hippie Cabs is his second channel. Anyone else in love with Bentancur? Absolutely, I'm in love with Bentancur. I love him very, very much. Mark Cook, big up Jacob. Big up Mark Cook. Big up the chat. Jose Mourinho sacked from Roma. I thought that was kind of... I feel bad for you. I feel bad for him. Not you, Shamu, sorry. I didn't mean like you. I guess if I was talking to Jose Mourinho, I would say, I feel bad. I saw the videos of him in the car. He looked kind of upset. And honestly, I know our fan base, probably a lot of people look back at the Jose Mourinho days, and not with a lot of fondness, but I did. I had a lot of hopes. And, I followed Jose Mourinho's career before he got here. I figured, why wouldn't he have? He got us to a damn cup final. That's the last cup final we've been to, by the way. Ain't any other manager since him help us get to a cup final. But be that as it may, that was, I guess, Jose Mourinho's time with Tottenham kind of signaled the beginning of the long walk through the desert without water, I would say. Because after Jose, then we sacked him. It was Ryan Mason. Then we went 76 days. I think it was 76 days without a manager. And then it was like, Nuno Espirito Santos? Who is that? The Wolves manager. And then, of course, you know how that went. Sack him, get Conte, and then it was hopes again. Hopes of something, and that all went out the window. Look, just feel bad for Jose. He won him he won the Conference League, and then in his second year, he went to the Europa final, and they lost. 2 European finals in 2 years, and in his third year, not doing well in the league, and I guess that's that. But big up Jose. I always had a lot of love for Jose. Bishop, with Richie heating up, we need a deadly 1v1 winger in the front line to help supply him with more chances. That's a good point, Bishop. It's in the poll. How is the poll doing? I see 64 votes. Most people right now are saying replace or upgrade in the midfield. That could mean, obviously, the double pivots between Højbjerg and Skip. We could replace those, but... Big up, Register Kev. Do you have them feed you? Do I have who feed me? What are you talking about? What are we talking about?
It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace.
There you are. I've never been to Whataburger. That a southern thing. It's like a southwest thing, I believe. It's only in the south. Like Colorado doesn't have any. Texas, it is a south thing, I believe. Big up Hugo. Big up Jacob. In-N-Out is better. It is not, but I'm not surprised from an Arsenal fan that you would say In-N-Out Burger is better than Whataburger. But that just shows that you from the West Coast, you one of those Hollywood guys. You one of those, I want to go where the walls checkered. Talk to me. Take me where the walls are checkered. I don't care about that. I care about the size of my burger. In-N-Out burgers are this big. Whataburger this big. Pretty simple what my choice is going to be as a grown man. Not a small Hollywood female actress. Ooh, one burger. I got 5 things on the menu, and you got to know the secret codes to get the good food at In-N-Out. What is this, Hugo? Absolute fraudulence is what I say. Frustrating. But I'm not surprised an Arsenal fan would say In-N-Out's better than Whataburger, because honestly, you're staying on brand. So cheers to that. But I'm telling you, Hugo, you're sleeping. You sweet. Bro, quality over quantity. That's what I'm saying. The burger is... Bro, In-N-Out is a glorified Sonic. All right, I'm leaving that there. Everyone can hold that who don't agree with me. In-N-Out is a glorified Sonic drive-in. Hold that. Shout out from East Texas currently. See, yeah, because you're in San Diego. I thought that was Hugo. My bad. Shout out from East Texas. Hey, shout out East Texas. I came from Dallas originally. Now I'm out here west, as far west in Texas as you could possibly get. Big up Elvis G says, evening all. I have to admit, Spurs transfers are really slick this window, especially the ins and outs. You know, there is a point that I do want to make that I thought was fairly important in when we think about what we're doing here. Is, let me see if I can find this tweet. Here it is. I found it. Oh, yeah. Let me share my screen. Uno momento. Blau. Bloom. There you go. Johnny. Big up Johnny. He says it's day. Let me make this bigger. It's day 16 in the transfer window, and Spurs are the only club in the English. Why I see European? Spurs are the only club in the English Premier League to pay for a player so far. FFP has made it so this is the quietest window for years due to clubs worried about breaking the spending limit. Now he asks a question, one which undoubtedly will have people feeling all types of ways, let's say. Has Levy's years of annoying prudence finally paid off? In regards to FFP, now I do think it's interesting point. We're somewhere like we could spend 338 million today and we wouldn't break FFP rules. I think 339 million would, but 338 million we are under our FFP. So like while Everton, Forest, Chelsea, City, whatever, all these, I'm not going to pretend to know all this shit. I'm not an accountant. I never wanted to be one. But all the people who did all that over the rules, they're getting charged. We're over here 338 behind it. I mean, hey, talk to me nicely. I guess it's okay. You know, we're not going to be getting deducted any points. I guess everyone else will, but not us. That'll be nice. Let me say hello to some more people in the chat. Big up Cursor. One of my favorite Chelsea lads in the whole wide world, in this whole great big globe. How you doing, Cursor? Always talking to me nicely despite the circumstances. Like secured. Big up the chat and live chat. Look, this is a Chelsea fan. He is a, what you would call, what do they say? They call themselves true Chels or real Chels, something like that. Well, someone will correct me, but they're like, oh, proper Chels. That's what it is. We're proper Chels. This guy's proper Chels, but he does show love to the channel and to me as a person. So if he can come here and hit the like, surely, but don't call me Shirley. Every single Tottenham fan can for sure hit the like. Chelsea Blue and Blue is here. Smash the likes. Look, that's another one. Do you have Jack in the Box? I do. It's actually like less than a mile away from my house. Not really good. Not Oreo shake is the only thing I would get from Jack in the Box. Mourinho to Saudi Arabia. Arabian Nights and Arabian Days. It's not always about the size of the burger, Jacob. You're right. But Ren, if you ever in the southern states, in the United States, please go to Whataburger and just get yourself a double with some grilled on, and you could do whatever you want to. You put Texas toast, you could have brioche bun, you could do whatever you want. That's just my burger to bun ratio is key, and Whataburger does it perfectly. Don't you worry. Dark Destroyer's here. Says we need to bring in Harry Maguire and Martial. Dark Destroyer, I think you're a United fan, and you're trying to act like you're a Tottenham fan. No Tottenham fan would say either of these are a suggestion of what we need. But there you are. Kenneth Blash is here. The biggest issue with being a Spurs fan in Louisiana is that I never have anyone with which I can share my excitement and or grief in person. Thank God for Spurs YouTube channels. Many thanks. Kenny Boy, if you would like, hit me on Twitter. Where's my Twitter? My Twitter is somewhere. I Actually, I'm on a different StreamYard account. I'm gonna put my Twitter right there. I'll just put it in the chat. Kenneth Blaish out there in Louisiana. My brother, don't worry. You want to be in some chats? You want to be with a group of people that'll talk and talk about Tottenham Hotspur and you can celebrate with? You just found your place, my friend. There you are. Chelsea George. I don't know who Chelsea George is. Howie. How we doing, Howie? Says, Jacob, big up. How about them boys? This is the year of the Lions, baby. Hey, good luck to the Lions. I would love to see the Lions in the Super Bowl and go on and win it. I hope they do. I have no skin in the game. I mean, of course, I was pulling for Dallas, but they got their ass whooped. So that is what it is. What a burger. Mark Cook, that's the one. Mark Cook, that is the one. Jonith says, as a hefty 66-year-old woman, I have never had Whataburger. I have to say Five Guys used to be pretty good burgers, but they cut down on weight and size. Taco Tuesday, get Del Taco this evening. Very good shout out here. Jonith, big up first and foremost for always being here. Five Guys is a quality burger. Don't get it twisted. Five Guys is a good burger, but they did cut down on their size. It's funny. They were cutting down on size while everyone was making sizes bigger. But the thing is, you got to go to a place that makes the patty as like when you order it. A lot of these other places in America, at least, they're that preheated shit, you know. But Five Guys is raw burger meat, seasoned, and then whenever you order it, they put it on the grill. That's where you want to get your burgers. Hey, but you already know what you're doing. Been to Whataburger in Dallas, Jacob? Oh, hell yeah. That's where I live, baby. Or used to live, anyway. Jacob, I take it FFP is like a salary cap. Not necessarily. A salary cap is different because with FFP, to my understanding, bro, honestly, I'm gonna sit here and try to explain it as much as I understand it, but I would suggest go listen to Sean with Spurs Talk Show. If you he'd be better suited to take your stats from and your numbers and accounting. He knows all the shit with that. I don't. But from my simple understanding of this thing with FFP, like you can only spend like 130 mil in excess of what you don't earn or something like that. So like if we earned 100 million in a year, we could spend 230 million. That's my basic understanding, but obviously don't quote me. Please don't quote me. You know what? I'm just going to stop talking about FFP because I don't really know that much about it, and I don't care to know. I love football. I don't love lawyers and business suits. You know what I mean? I love Tottenham Hotspur. I don't love spreadsheets. Fucking hate spreadsheets, man. God, that sounds so... that's just not for me, man. How much does Tottenham Hotspur Stadium have to do with the club being so big in the FFP Black? Again, with the FFP, I don't know. But this is the interesting point. The stadium, I would say also, regardless of Pochettino's success, the building of the stadium brought in the agreements with the NFL. So, like, that's where a lot more people were like, oh, what is that? Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Oh, my team's going to play there next year. What's Tottenham Hotspur? You know what I'm saying? Like, that has also led to the growth in international fans, I would say. Jacob Patton, the Talk to Me Nicely burger. Ooh, that sounds tasty. I'll take 2, please. Mourinho to Newcastle. Where do y'all think Mourinho's going to go? I've been seeing some people in the chat say Mourinho, Newcastle, Arsenal, Chelsea. Sounds like Mourinho's going to have to pick it a lot. Jacob, Jack in the Box tacos are greasy, but they help beat a hangover. You know, Jack in the Box curly fries as well. Curly fries and Oreo shake are the 2 things I would get from there. From Jack in the Box. What's up, Jacob? Is insane this cold weather down there. Big up Fifth Elemento. It was like 30. It's like 32 degrees today, so it is cold here in El Paso today. It's freezing, technically, is the temperature. Let's see who else is here. Dry Rose Peanut, how you doing? Even though it was a risky decision selling Sanchez, enabled us to get Dragusin in early. You know, Dry Rose Peanut, this is a very great hindsight that you bring up, because if we did keep Davinson Sanchez because we needed another center back, like everyone said, why sell Sanchez when we need another center back, and we know Dyer's not good enough. But it's interesting how that works out, right? Because it almost forced our hand that we had to get Dragusin in before United. I wanted him ASAP. We all said, I think on my streams, I said January 7th is the latest that I want Draguski. But, we got him January 10th, and that's okay. Just in time. I actually think today was the first day him and Timo Werner went to the stadium, so that's kind of fun. United States of America proudly brought to you by Whataburger. I love me some Whataburger. I wish Whataburger would sponsor my stream. Oh, my God. My dad would actually be proud of me for once. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Wendy's is a good burger too. That's true. Not a salary cap, but not to put the club and league into financial trouble. FFP is about sustainability. All right, there we go. In Australia, traditional burger, beetroot and pineapple. I don't feel good about that disintegration. You ask how I feel about it. Not real good, I'll be honest. Okay, here's Ren. She's got the explanation for this FFP. Fanoogles says, yeah, kind of like you can't make more than you earn. Well, that about 100 mil or whatever, and we're in a good position because we make money from the stadium. So, to me, yeah, the things I've heard is we are 338 million away from being even close to any FFP troubles, which is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. We could, if Joe Louis right now wanted, we could go buy Mbappe for 300 million. We could do it. Haha. But obviously that's not going to happen. But for 300 million, he could drop that and go get him Mbappe. I bet he would do it too. Jacob, if you run Hotspur Hippie's cab number on the screen, you could earn extra bucks. I don't think I can. Elvis says, FFP, you spend what your club generates through income. Can't make losses in a 3-year rolling period. See, the rolling period, what is rolling period? What is that? Bro, I know ball roll. I know rolling the dice. I know Rolling Stones. Yeah. Stefan Blois. Stefan, big up Stefan. I'm sorry, I just fucking butchered your last name. Says, I'll tell you what I don't hate. And that's Madison's long-awaited return. He was the best player in the league form-wise before his injury. He was the signing of the summer. Now I think Vicario has almost cemented that. But if James Madison comes back and was able to perform at any level in which that he performed in the beginning of the season, there's no reason that he can't, still be considered the signing of the summer in the grand scheme of things. But honestly, those first 10 games or whatever was immaculate. Absolutely immaculate. Draguskovic. I like that nickname. Let me make sure I'm caught up. I am caught up. So let's get to the stuff of the day. There's 95 of y'all. We're just over 35 minutes here on the stream. Make sure you are hitting a like. Let's check in with the poll, and we'll actually get to the nitty-gritty of all the stuff that I've got presentable for y'all. 85 votes in the chat right now. I see 32% says we need the midfield. 31% says we need another attacker in the front three. 22% says give me a Madison backup or a top striker. 15% says depth at fullbacks, attack or mid. Just want some depth. 18% just want some depth, and I can see that as well. We do need that. We need a little bit of depth, So 3 consecutive years. That's what that means? That rolling period? Rolling period. Rolling the debt onto the next year 3 consecutive times. Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'll let Swim Master know what's going on there. Swim Master, just keep me updated with the FFP shit. Because I don't know enough about it. Smash that like button. Big up Fifth Elemental. Appreciate you reminding everyone. Let me get back to the news. But yeah. Wait, here we go. Bam. I thought it was interesting, but look, some of the replies to this post about how clear we are in this FFP scenario. Hang on, let me zoom out a little bit so we can see. See, people just taking the piss. It will pay off only when you win regular trophies. Isn't that nice? Only when we're winning trophies does it begin to make up for the years of neglect. His approach has definitely helped us move early, but we also banked 100 million FFP headroom for Kane. Yeah, the response, you know, a lot of people don't want to give Daniel Levy credit for these kinds of things. You know, whether it's being frugal, prudent, being tight, whatever you want to call it, we're at least in no fear of FFP. And I guess in the world in which now it's the fucking talking point of everybody, I guess it's a good thing. There we are. I don't know why I started this. Harry Kane and Eric Dyer have been, quote, inseparable at Bayern Munich. They complete almost all of the training exercises together and spend their free time with each other. So isn't that kind of sweet? Isn't that kind of sweet? Bayern have loads of shirts with Dragusin on the back, 75%. No way. No way, George. No way. I don't believe that. There's no way. No way they have Dragusin shirts out like that, right? What's going on? I still hear this music. One second. Turn that music down. It's too loud, man. Hey, look at that. Over 100 people in the house. Big up, every single one of you. Just running through the news from the day, the things that I've got. I don't believe that they got. No way. No freaking way, man. Oh, okay. Just kidding. I was about to say, bro, no freaking way. No way. Giuseppe says, I think the best move for Tanganga is to go to a league like Scotland, like Cameron Carter-Vickers did. Look how well it worked out for him. That's his level. Maybe. You might be right. You might be right. But I thought this was funny. I don't know why I started. I said on this channel, I wasn't going to talk about him negatively anymore, but I'm not. I'm not going to say anything bad about Dyer. I'm just going to say, I told you that they literally bought Harry Kane a friend. Harry Kane, they said, all right, Harry, you hit your quota for goals. We'll buy you a friend. We'll buy you the most expensive golf caddy we can find. So that's kind of nice, bro. He's the ultimate wingman. It's Harry Kane who kissed Tuchel's feet to bring in his best mate Dyer. That's what I'm saying. Keep kissing the feet, my friend. Maybe who else? You want to Ben Davies? You want to Ben Davies? They might actually be playing together. Big up Alan Bennett. They might actually be playing together. Kane is probably paying Dyer's salary. I wonder if that got worked into the deal somehow. But they actually might play together because there was a report of De Ligt. He's going to be out for some significant time. So he might get the start. And you know what? I'm happy for him. Bro, he gets to play in the Allianz. That's a beautiful venue. A fantastic venue. Again, I no longer have to worry about him on my team. So I hope nothing but great things for the two of them. I'm glad that they're together. I'm glad that they can make tea together. They can ride the elliptical bikes together. Everyone needs a friend, man. We all need friends. And what better than get yourself an Eric Dyer? There you go. Mud FC says, that's harsh, Jacob. Look, Dyer's stats. He ain't as bad as people say. I don't care what stats anyone pulls up on Eric Dyer. I've seen him enough to know. Just sayonara. And again, I don't want to turn this into a let's all pile on Eric Dyer. I just found it quite humorous that we called it. We called it here on the channel. So I did take that off the bookmarks. I did save this picture for a few reasons. The eyes do not lie, Drula. Absolutely. Respect is all I'm saying. Hey, now that he's gone, I have nothing bad to say about the guy. Thank you for the 9.5 years. Although I would have preferred it be about half as long. It's not his fault. It's the club's fault for signing that contract with him and then extending it. So I don't blame him for him being here for 9.5 years, technically. I as a content creator, I try to just do my best. Like with Harry Winks, when he left, just good luck, my friend. I hope everything works out. And he might win himself a little trophy tonight or this year, what I mean. But look, big up to them. I hope they have fun. I don't know why I started this either. Says this picture could make a grown man cry. And as you see, it is when we played Chelsea. In the top corner, playing with 10 men, Romero red card in the 33rd minute. Mickey Van de Veen is getting helped off the pitch. Madison is getting subbed out, and we would never see him return, not yet. This photo hurts for a lot of reasons, man. But the good news is, I would say the great news is, Mickey is back. James Madison is very close to being back. And not only that, someone else is back too. So if you weren't here before, because there was about 50 of y'all, now there's over 112 people in the chat right now. So I've got breaking news. If you were here for the first half, you probably already seen this, so don't spoil it for everybody now. But in the spirit of saying things back, bringing back, I'm going to play for you a trailer of a really good friend of mine's new show coming up on his channel. And then this is going to be his new intro. We've got Paul. He's back.
Hello, man. Hang on, it's come through Bluetooth on my car. Hang on.
No worries.
Technology, man. There you going.
Hey,
Am I there?
you know, we're still hanging out, having a good time. Yeah, I hear you.
Good, man.
You got me?
Yeah. It's all good, man.
Hopefully that person in the back seat was a nice person. That's what I'm gonna
They
hope.
fell asleep, so that's always a plus. Picked them up from the casino.
They fell asleep. Oh.
They've been at the casino all night. That's where I park up.
Hey,
When it's a bit slow, I just go to the casino.
you know what? I'm never going to get tired of that video, you know, your trailer to your new show. Really looking forward to episode number 1. A lot of really good looking reps there on your channel.
Well, you know,
look,
we solved some major problems in football, I think, you know, found the truth about football.
you know, that's what we're here for, right? To get down to the truth. What is the
What
truth?
is football? What is it?
What is truth?
What's the answer?
What is the answer? Big up Derek Smith checking in. How you doing, Derek? I've seen Mrudang. How you doing? Says Ainge plays video in the dressing room showing Harry Kane. Oh, look at that. Big up. Hey, you're always allowed to be shameless here. The thing I was just talking about, it's interesting enough. You had a very fun video that people didn't really like your take on the Eric Dyer situation.
Oh,
Well, some did.
Yeah, I think it was a vocal minority because, you know, most people don't comment, and it's still got thumbs up and a couple of subscribers, and I think I could see from the, you know, when you look at the analytics where people are coming from, there was an awful lot from WhatsApp. So I'm thinking, oh, this bastard hates people I'd never heard of. So yeah,
That's cool.
I'm glad he's
Well,
gone.
you know what?
Glad he's gone.
I'm glad he's gone too. Yeah, I had just pulled something up, and again, I didn't want to. I was telling everyone I don't want to make this like a let's talk shit about Eric Dyer, because I've always said the same thing with Winks. He doesn't play for us anymore. I no longer have to worry about him or speak about him. But I saw something today on Twitter that I did star, and it was a report that's come out saying him and Harry Kane have been, quote, inseparable since his arrival. They train together, they leave, they drive together, they carpool, they're always together on the pitch in the training. And so we were right. They bought Harry Kane a friend. And I'm really happy for Harry Kane to have a friend, a golf caddy, and a very good translator as well. I think he's almost done learning German per the social media reports. He said, thank you for the birthday wishes in German on Twitter the other day. So, you know what? If there's anything positive we can say about Dyer, he's his brain works really well at learning other languages. And that's something
he
I
doesn't-
can't say.
He doesn't know how to say man on in any language, though, does he?
Man.
Oh, it's
But
nice
look,
how
I
he's
do
got
have a-
friends.
Yeah, they got him a friend, you know. And that's always nice. Everyone needs some friends. But Paul, I have something here that I want to show you. And it's a picture. And
Oh,
it's,
no.
I was just talking about this when you joined. And I just want to know, when you see this picture, how does this make you feel? So on there it says Tottenham 1-1 with Chelsea, 45 minutes plus 12 added stoppage time because of all the stoppages, all those VAR reviews. And underneath it says Tottenham playing with 10 men because Christian Romero had a red card in the 33rd minute. Now, also in the frame of this photo, Paul, Mickey Van de Ven looks in agony being helped off the side of the pitch whilst James Maddison is being subbed out for Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, and subsequently we would never see James Maddison again, except at the darts and in Dubai. When you see this picture and you think about we're very close to this not being our nightmare anymore. You know, Van de Ven's back. Maddison allegedly could be back for City, should be back for Brentford. Do you see more hope on the horizon for Tottenham Hotspur fans?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this was the turning point, wasn't it? And I think what we've been through will forge us a bit, including what happened in the rest of that game. You know, whether the pundits say, "Oh, it was silly," or should have had a plan B, the point is the players believed in it. Even if you think it's stupid, you know, and it was ridiculous to keep going on the front foot with 9 men, the players did it because they believe in how we're playing, and you can see the results in that. I mean, the results we've had some bad results, but on the whole, we've had some amazing results considering who we've had on the pitch, and now we're coming out of that. And bloody hell, man! Like if we had Maddison, I mean, we nearly beat Man United anyway, but if we had Maddison or any of the ones that were in AFC or AFCON, or, you know, and also Romero and Van de Ven were coming back from injury. I think it took them a half to warm up. In the second half, they were really good. You know, that's what you got to do. You stick to your guns, and you know when you can do it when it's hard, you can do it even better when it's easy.
Yeah, and here's an interesting comment here from Jean Neith. Says, looking at the photo, I thought,
sorry, dude.
oh, all good. There he goes. What a little, look at that. Just a little blessing. You get him, and then he's gone. Jean Neith here says, looking at that photo, I thought Mickey was going to be out longer than Maddison. And honestly, I would say the same thing because we saw James Maddison earlier in the season. I remember saying this at the time. I was like, yeah, James Maddison probably won't be out that long. He left this, I think he was, I don't remember what stadium it was. He left a stadium in a walking boot on one of those little rolly carts. So I thought maybe, you know, he'll just be out for a week or something. He'll be back. But I guess that just wasn't the case. I also thought this was a very interesting point here from Bob Down Under. Says, Jacob, in hindsight, I think that Chelsea game was a landmark game in the Ainge era. That insane high line with 9 was the best indication of what our Ainge is about. And Paul was kind of alluding to the same thing. Like, it came under a lot of scrutiny whenever he did play that high line with 9 men. But what it did was, I think it garnered a lot of respect in a sense from more respected pundits and ex-coaches and managers and stuff, because they said, look, this guy's going to play his way, his style. He's going to adapt. And look at where we're at now. People are talking to him so much nicer because they're saying he did it this way. He started not getting results, and then he adapted and tweaked things, and now it's changed for the better. And now look at the way that we actually do run our line. It's not as high. It's a little bit different, but people still attribute, Ainge Postecoglou in his high line. They're always going to keep saying that. So I think I agree with Bob in this sense that it was very much a landmark game in Ainge, and almost a cementing of I'm here and I don't give a fuck what y'all got to say. I don't care what y'all think. I'm going to play my style, and honestly, I can respect it. Big up Derek Smith says the positive of all these injuries and suspensions and international duty, the guys who hadn't been playing have been given a good dose of competitive Postecoglou football, and they've done okay. And that's the thing that I take away from the Old Trafford game as well, Derek Smith, is the fact that we went there with a depleted squad and we still kept the same mentality. We still played the same way. We could all choreograph how we knew that game was going to go. We knew we were going to maintain more than 60% possession. I think we had more than 65, if I'm not mistaken. But we had all the ball. We controlled the midfield, and they were hitting us on the counter with long balls. And we knew that was going to be the case, that Bruno Fernandes was just going to take a ball, ping it, try and hit Rashford, try and hit Garnacho. But I'm here to tell you right now, nachos are not a meal. They are an appetizer. They are a snack. And much like a snack, Garnacho was himself an Ellen DeGeneres rejected child because Destiny Ugodi. Don't ever fucking play down our left-hand side and think that you're going to just run past Ugodi. Now, there's been a lot of... I'm trying to see if I bookmarked any of it, but I don't even know if I could play it, honestly, because it's game clips. But there's some fun stuff coming out with Destiny and pocketing Garnacho. I mean, honestly, what scares me is someone coming in and just saying, "Yep, there's 150. Give me Destiny right now." And a Real Madrid doing that absolutely scares me. I don't even want to. Big up Liam. How you doing? How are you doing? Big up Richie B says, big up Jacob. Another fine evening talking Tottenham. Hope you're doing well. Big up Richie B. I am doing well. I hope you are as well. Always good to see you here. I've got this picture up here. Obviously, this is Timo and Draguski visiting their new home. So that's kind of sweet. That's kind of nice. They're taking it all in. I thought this was an interesting thing. Quite off topic, but just for a moment, I do have to pay. Look, Son's been talked about a lot lately because he's playing for his national team. And I found it very interesting, this discussion surrounding Son. I don't know why I've been hearing him compared to Vinicius Jr. a lot lately. It's actually quite strange. But the youngest player to score at Asia Cup in the 21st century is Heung-min Son when he was 18 years old, 6 months and 10 days old. And they say Sonny doesn't have that mentality. And this was in response to Football Talent Scout saying that Indonesia's Marcelino Ferdinand is the 4th youngest player to score at the Asia Cup in this century. And then he goes on the list. The other name... Oh, well, that's actually not big, so y'all can't see that. So here. This dude in Indonesia was the 4th youngest. But number 1 on the list, of course, it had to be my man. My man. Thank you. I did get that. It was the wrong overlay. No, Giuseppe, I did not get my Ito last night. Unfortunately, we had leftovers. But fortunately... there's an abundance of food to where we have leftovers, and aren't we blessed? Rowan, Real Madrid going for Alphonso Davies in the summer, so we don't have to worry about them at least. That is good. Hopefully Bayern don't try and buy him then. That sounds like a pretty interesting... I don't even want to think about it. I'm not going to think about it. YouTube's big up Jacob. Cheers to Dyer starting for us next game. There you go. This is a Bayern fan. He's going to have to hold that. You thought you could come in here and take our prospect. Instead, you go home with a Dyer. You want to take our prospect? You're going home with a Dyer. How about that? Let me just switch this. There you go. I just wanted to pay some respects to Heung-min Son, the GOAT. This was the news, obviously. When things are getting close, I'm going to bookmark that. Let me switch my overlay again. Charlie Eccleshare, when I was building this show, decided, change your title, Jacob, and mention the fact that Jaffet is expected to return to Tottenham this month on loan from Augsburg, where he has yet to play a single competitive match. Spurs' plan is then to loan him again to a club most likely in the Premier League, Championship, or Serie A. Jaffet Tanganga is not somebody that I've thought about or spoken about in quite some time. Honestly, love the kid, but you know what? I just don't think it's ever. I think he's at an age now where it's time to look to move him on permanently somewhere else, and find that real true replacement. So, really sad to kind of see how this has turned out for Japhet Tanganga, because honestly, there were some matches where he pocketed Raheem Sterling. There was another match where I don't remember who it was for Liverpool, but he had a really great game versus Liverpool, really great game versus City. But then he plays Crystal Palace and he loses his head. And since that moment, that and injuries, he's just never really been, he never really grew into the player I thought he could be. So it's actually quite unfortunate to see. Tanganga, in fact, is going to return. And it's not really working out for him there. It's not working out for him here. I love the guy. But yeah, Wilfred Zaha kind of ruined this man's career, I think. I mean, it's not just Wilfred Zaha. It's injuries as well. But yeah, not great. Not great to see. But nonetheless, hope the best for Japhet Tanganga. Love the guy. Just not quite as good of a player as we wanted him to be. I saw this as well. This is the first time I've seen this name was today. And it's nothing really concrete, just in regards, it says Spurs are tracking Atalanta midfielder Ederson. I don't know who that is, nor do I think I want to talk about it very long, because I'd rather talk about this guy. And because it's from a similar source saying that Spurs are continuing to monitor the progress of Norwegian starlet Antonio Nusa. Now, there was an interesting match today. Again, I said I was keeping an eye on Wolverhampton and Brentford, because obviously we play Brentford coming up. So I wanted to see what was going on over there. But there's another interesting match between some characters you may have heard before on this channel. Gift Orban and Ghent played Club Bruges and Antonio Nusa. So I thought this would be a good game for me to tap in and see really, what they were looking like and how they were doing. And honestly, Antonio Nusa, I thought he looked very good in the game. Orban was kind of meh. Orban's kind of been meh. Gift hasn't been as good as he was, but that's a discussion probably for another day. But I'll just surmise it by saying I think Gift Orban got dejected and he's been playing like a person who's disappointed in life, because he agreed to personal terms with Tottenham Hotspur. We couldn't agree to terms with the club. But now it's looking like their price tag is going to be cut in half. Gift Orban's price, Ghent's price tag of Gift Orban is going to be cut in half, is what it's that's what I've seen, at least on a tweet. Here, I'll share it. Hang on, let me share the overlay. So we're monitoring Antonio Nusa. And then I also see this, that Ghent are open to selling Gift Orban this month in January. Ghent are now willing to sell the striker for 15 million euros rather than the 30 million that THFC were quoted in the summer. That is why we couldn't get the deal over the line, was because we weren't going to pay 30 million for this guy. They wanted to get a fat check out of us, and we said no thank you. Now he's dropped off in form, therefore his price tag has now dropped, and it's quite interesting that. Spurs scouts were previously convinced by the player, but the 30 million euro price tag prevented a move. So again, I reported it was one of my most big viewed last summer, I believe it was, because we agreed to terms with Gift Orban. We went to him as agent. He said, yes, this is this, and yes, yes, yes. We're in. We're done. He wants to play. We're in. But then we're like, I think it was 17. We were off by, I think, 13 or 11 million with Ghent. And then we were in negotiations for the rest of the month, and then it never happened. But a 15 million now for the guy, I would still do it. Look, Gift Orban is still the player that he was when we were all fucking getting up in arms about him, myself included, because I kept watching him. He's got a lot of talent. Derek Smith says, do you think Orban is sulking because he didn't get his move? That is my hypothesis. We're humans at the end of the day. And some people, I see the argument like that would be very unprofessional if that is the case. But honestly, if we get him in for 10, 15, yum, yum. Yummy, yum, yum in my tummy, tum, tum. I need it. I want it. I think we should do it. I see some of the chat. This is a good deal for Orban. Let's get Noosa in. He's better than Johnson with more potential, to be honest, Chelsea. We don't know about better than Johnson. We've never seen Antonio Noosa play in the Premier League, so we can't say for sure that we think he's better than anybody in the Premier League. But watching him today, he was so good today. Antonio Noosa, I don't even think he scored or got an assist, but he blew me away. I'm going to pull up his numbers from today because I was watching him. They played what's the name? I guess it wasn't even. Hang on. What competition was it? What competition was this? Let me see. Oh, let me share this tab. So I watched the first half and then some of the second half, and by the minute 70-something is when Noosa got subbed out, and then 80 was when they subbed out Gift Orban, so I turned it off. Gift Orban, not the highest rated, but here's Antonio Noosa and his numbers from today. Look, you can see following. Obviously, I'm getting updates on the guy. We were linked with him. I'm going to keep up with him. And look, he played 70 minutes. Yeah, so 70 minutes. Passing wasn't great. One key pass. But in the final third, shots on target. He had one shot off target, one shot blocked. His dribbling, this is the part that stood out for me, was when I watched him. He's not afraid to take the ball at his feet and go left, go right, go through. And to me, I would love a player that has no fear when it comes to left, right, down the middle. Just give me the ball and watch me go. He'll track back and pick up the ball and carry. He'll receive the ball in stride and carry. This is something I want in a winger. I need a winger to carry the ball. Give me some of that. I'm not saying I need Ronald fucking Dino, but I need a little bit of Saucy McGlossy, if you know what I'm saying. Antonio Noosa got a little bit of that silky to him. I like the way he move. And I'm not meaning that as like some kind of 2000s R&B song. I like the way this kid moves with the ball. He glides. He looks very just calm. And maybe it's the level he feels comfortable, but he's shining in a league where you're looking and the talent is kind of here. You're looking for these bumps in the radar, right? The blips are like, whoa. Antonio Noosa on the day today was doing that. Again, no goal, no assist, but he was trying to get those through balls. It seemed like a couple times him and his other attackers weren't on the same page and he passed into a bad space. But when he had the ball at his feet, I liked what I saw. I like a guy who play with it. Come on. At your feet, man. We play the damn sport. Just do it. What side do you want your new winger to play on? Angel Postecoglou would say, I need a winger who could play left, right, and center. And that's what I want. Gift Orban could play left, right, and center. Antonio Noosa, now I don't know. I don't know that he could play. But he'd play on the left. And honestly, I will take, big up Vader, my American brethren. We had a great chat on American Waffle last night, where you can find me at my Shameless. Absolutely at my Shameless. I need a winger that can play everywhere. Give me left. We need another right winger as well, because our backup right winger shouldn't be Kulusevski. I want to see Kulusevski kind of fixed into that midfield role. That's where I think he can excel the most. So hopefully the days of wanting Ronaldinho and getting Ronald McDonald are. I hope so, man. Nusa Jimenez and a midfielder, inshallah. Hey, I'll be there if we could do it. But I would think that Santiago Jimenez is going to cost a lot. But I told you off the top of the show about this FFP. We could spend over $330 million right now and not be in danger of FFP finaglings and bagelings. You know what I mean? Would you take Gio Reyna for around 10 to 15? Absolutely. I love Gio Reyna, but I'm also biased. I think he's great, and I hate Greg Berhalter, so I'm always Team Reyna over Greg Berhalter. Vader serving some time. That is a new thing that they introduced on American Waffle, and I got put in jail first, of course, because they just hate it when I'm right. They just hate it when I'm right. Oh, hate it when I'm right. But anyway, yeah, back to Antonio Noosa. Look, I like the kid. Now, if it's between him and Gift Orban, I think Gift Orban, I've seen him play left, right, and center. I haven't seen that of Antonio Noosa, but that's not saying that he can't. I take both. Give me both. Why not? Give me both. Let's get Brian Hill out. I think Antonio Nusa would be, a lot of people brought up the fact about Solomon when he comes back. Honestly, I'm not too fussed about it. I'd rather us get someone that, has a little bit of a ceiling, let's say. But yeah, Antonio Nusa was impressive for me today. I liked what I saw. I was also keeping an eye on Sassuolo versus Juventus. I stopped after Vlahovic scored his second goal. Yeah, all my homies hate Greg. Fuck Greg. Greg Berhalter's a punk. All my homies hate Greg. Damn it, what was I saying? Oh, Sassuolo, Juventus. When Vlahovic got his brace, I turned it off. But there was a winger from Sassuolo that we've been linked with, Antoine Semenyo. No, God, I always say Antoine Semenyo, and that's not right. It's Armand Loriente, the left winger for Sassuolo. He's 25, I believe it is, 25, French international. He looked all right today. I was watching him. He looked all right. But I thought Antonio Nusa looked really good. I don't know what... Oh, this is a quarterfinal for, I guess, like their FA Cup or their Carabao Cup type trophy in the Belgian league. But yeah, I liked what I saw from Antonio Nusa. I think he's one to keep an eye on. That's definitely a name that I would like to keep floating around. They mentioned it in the summer. Now I've been keeping my eyes on him. The kid looks nice. I like the way he moved with the ball. Definitely. I think we should keep our eyes on him. I like Antonio Nusa. What? Jacob wants to spend more money after buying Johnson and Solomon for 135 mil? Bro, Solomon was a free transfer, Hugo. What are you waffling about? Look, Solomon was a free transfer. Brendan Johnson was 50. Hold that, you fraud. Big up, Staffy. But hold that, Hugo. What are you talking about? 125 for Johnson and Solomon? Are you crazy? Hey, big up, Norman. Good morning, Jacob from Australia. Any more incoming? No, nothing yet. Just a few people that we're keeping our eye on. Hey, I guess Japhet Tanganga's incoming, you could say. But that's not really something you're going to be like, woo. You're going to kind of be like, wow, that sucks. Let me not get strike with copyright there, but let me see if we can get creative here. There's Garnacho. He got pocketed, man. He got absolutely cooked. One more time. Just look at his face. Just look at his face. Oh, this is like, yeah, look. Boom. And here he goes. Boom. Hold that, Garnacho. That was absolutely fun. Johnson was not 75 million, bro. What are you on? Hugo gets put in the waffle cell, bro. Hugo needs to go in the waffle cell. He is absolutely in the waffle cell. Rowan says Nusa can play on the right as well. I just said I haven't seen it. Again, I leave it open to him to do that. But Rowan, if you've seen him on the right, let me know. Was it national team? Did he do that for Iceland under 18s or whatever? I think it was. That might have been. Maybe. Bro, you are absolutely waffling, Hugo. Johnson, 75 million, bro. You're tripping. You spent more on Kai Havertz than we spent on Brennan Johnson, okay? So you can hold that as well. But look, here on Ivan Perisic, yeah, Johnson 47.5 plus bonus. Hold that. Fabrizio Romano on Kick was answering questions. And someone said, Ivan Perisic, is he going to play for Tottenham again? He says, my answer is no. I don't think Ivan Perisic is going to play for Tottenham anymore in his career. But before I finish this quote, let me say, big up Bob down under. Excuse me. How ungracious of me. Hopefully I didn't hear that. I just burped. Bob down under, big up, my friend. Gifting 5 United Spurs of America memberships. Talk to me nicely. Hugo, you fraud. You got gifted a membership, you absolute fraud. But congratulations. Nita, congratulations. Nita's always here. Luke, big up Luke. The Book of Eli. Eli, my compatriot. Hey, dubs in the chat for Bob Down Under, my G. Making the family of United Spurs of America just that much larger. And now look what you've done, Bob. Now you've allowed Hugo to join the member show that we're going to run in a little while. Not today, obviously, but when we run the members show, now he has He has an opportunity. He's gonna, man, Hugo, you're getting dubs. You tuning into a Tottenham. Maybe you should switch allegiance, bro. It's never too late to start supporting the correct club in North London, my friend. But now this means that he's going to have access to the members show because the family's just getting bigger. And then big up Matt Cook as well. You also got gifted a membership. So big up. If you did get a membership, make sure you say dubs in the chat for Bob Down Under. Big up, Bob. What a supporter. The first financial donation to the channel tonight. Thank you so much, Bobby. Bobby Down Under. Thank you so much. Well, I'll keep that up there for a minute. Back to Ivan Perisic. Wob. Yes, his name is no longer Bob, it's Wob. Dubs for Bob. No L's. Hey, speaking of no L's, Noel, we have Paul again. I can't hear you. You might be connected to Bluetooth again. Let me make sure it's not me. Let's just play a clip real quick.
LeBron James.
All right, it wasn't me.
You must have had a great view of that.
Wow, unbelievable from the back. Yeah.
Ooh, wow, unbelievable from the back. One more time.
You must have had a great view of that.
Wow, unbelievable from the back. Yeah.
Hello, man.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now, buddy. What's crack-a-lackin', my friend?
You're a regular good luck charm. I come on your stream and the jobs come through, man. I was sitting on my ass for hours yesterday. I come on here, I say some crap and ding, roll it in. It's like a super chat.
Ah, look at that. And you know what? As soon as I ask you another question, boom, you're going to run off. And that's good, man. You know what? This is maybe the trick because you said it may be slow season, but now I think what the world needs is for you to be distracted. So then the world's like, no, you got to focus on me, your job.
Yeah.
Corporate
So needy.
America.
Thirsty world. Desperate.
Real quick, I want to say big up to Bob. He put in a chat here, says he just gifted 5 memberships to United Spurs of America. So he says, Jacob, just to thank you for talking to us nicely, keeping the vibe good, and Shirley, but don't call me Shirley, a little money support for the hours of entertainment. Sorry about Hugo. Hugo, an Arsenal fan, got gifted one of the memberships. But we love Hugo. He's always here supporting the channel. So Hugo, he also called into the member hangout. So now he gets to call into the member hangout again. That'll be fun. But big up, Bob. I appreciate you always being here. Look, you always go above and beyond the call of booty here on the channel. And the call of booty is very simple. Hit a like, hit a subscribe, share this video with your mother, your brother, your cousin, your sister, your auntie, your Facebook friends, whatever, your mailman. You do all that. That's free. It don't cost you nothing to help this channel grow when you do all those things. Also partaking in the poll, chatting, those kinds of things all help the video. So make sure you are hitting a like. Make sure you are subscribed to the Hotspur Hippie in this channel as well, because nothing but great vibes on both of these platforms. But Bob, you're always here regardless of the day, the time, and you're always here showing love. I appreciate you, my friend, and thank you for supporting the channel financially, because I legitimately use this YouTube money for my internet and my power and an occasional dog treat, because he is my co-host after all, this lazy fucking dog. But I do give him dog treats because of y'all. So it is the Call of Booty staff. You can hold that. The Call of Booty's not an Ayo either. Big up Faz Radfar. Paul, I was running through a few things, and it was actually probably perfect timing because you left, and then I talked about scouting of different players, and you're always like, if they don't play for Tottenham, then I don't really know them. So perfect timing. But there is a player in which we do need to speak about, and it's Ivan Perisic.
Yep.
So Fabrizio Romano was on Kick, which is like Twitch. It's just a new platform for streaming and stuff. And they asked if Ivan Perisic is going to play for Tottenham ever again. And he says, my answer is no. I don't think Ivan Perisic is going to play for Tottenham anymore in his career. Because of the injury, of course, but also because Hajduk Split are still dreaming of Ivan Perisic as a January signing. So they are going to push this week, next week, to make the deal happen. They want an injured Perisic so bad they are frothing, Paul. Paul, and I like it.
Brilliant.
I like this. You know what this
Me
means
too.
to me? Let's bring in another fucking winger option. If we get him out the door, give me Antonio Nusa. Let's do it. Talk to me nicely
he's on
every
a-
single time.
He's on a big wage, isn't he? So because we got him on a
Yeah,
free,
he is.
so
I think
let him
120.
go.
It's either 120 or 200, something like that. I heard.
Yeah, no, just let him go for
That's
free.
a lot.
Let him go for free.
And we'll save that money. So then he goes on to say, Hajduk split one Ivan Perisic, so there's still a chance for Perisic to leave Tottenham in the January transfer window. But in any case, in any case, it's 99% guaranteed that Ivan Perisic is not going to play for Tottenham anymore. So you're saying it's Rowan's saying Perisic is on 170,000 a week.
Right.
So
it's a no-brainer.
People pay raises.
Yeah. I mean, what? I mean, at the very best, he might play the last 1 or 2 games. I mean, that's like, I mean, it's an ACL, isn't it? So, yeah,
and that
just
would be closer to summer by the time he even. Don't do me a favor. Do not open your door. I keep seeing large trucks driving by your door, and it's making me nervous. I don't know why.
It's called a road. I don't know if you have traffic in El Paso. Yeah, just got fucking tumbleweeds.
This is for you, laser beams. Watch that. Woo! Laser beams. Did you see that? Yeah. Yeah. You got a question here. I've never seen this name, and they've never said hello to me. They didn't say hello to you. They just say at Hotspur Hippie. Why do you back Levy?
Who said I do?
Derek Spall. Derek Spo?
What, Derek Spall? I think you're confused me with someone else. I've never backed Levy at all. I've never backed any of these.
In fact, anytime I hear you speak about any of that, you say, I hate all of them. I hate all the billionaires.
Yeah. There's no such thing as a nice billionaire or someone with a conscience. They're all terrible.
Yeah.
But hey, thanks for the sentiment there, Derek. Keep on trucking, man.
You know, he didn't even say hi to either one of us, and I'm just, I'm wondering why. Why. Speaking of wondering why, let's see what the vote and the like ratio is. I see 96 likes on the video, 121 votes. Shirley, but don't call me Shirley. We could get 5 likes and get over 100. Maybe not. We'll find out. But again, you don't have to like. I always say it's optional. Nothing is obligatory here at United Spurs of America because, quite frankly, I don't really give a shit. At the end of the day, you're going to do what you want to do as a human. I'm going to do what I want to do as a human. So if what you want to do as a human is support the channel, hit a like. If you don't have to do anything. You can just enjoy the free content, my friend. Derek says sorry.
The 12th Amendment to the Constitution says you can like or not like. God damn it.
It's my God-given right to hit a like, a dislike, or none of the above. And I submit to that. Derek says, I'm sorry. I thought you were Levy in. So Derek apologizes. Just wanted you to know that they thought you were. The Irish Big up. We've got some YouTube royalty in the house. Dave with the Irish Hotspurs here says, good evening, all. Big up, Dave. We had him on the channel yesterday, so that was a good time we had.
I saw that. I thought, ooh, la-di-da, getting Mr. Harris in. There, I was watching. There
paging
we go.
Mr. Harris.
I've got to go there, man.
A paging Mr. Harris. A paging one Mr. Harris. Oh wait, he's got to go. That's what he was saying as I was trying to say paging Mr. Harris. There he goes. We are the good luck charm for Hotspur Hippie to get those rides. And congratulations. And it looks like he gets another ride. So we may get blessed with another appearance. We may not. You just never know. That's kind of the fun over here. But big up everybody. Still over 100 people in the house. Make sure you are hitting a like. Let's see if we can get this over 100 on the video. Well, we'll see. Big up Philly and NYC. I see you in the house. How you doing? Derek says, I wrote a long comment on another channel about what Levy has done for Tottenham. I'll copy and put it in your comments after the show, Jacob. It might give your viewers a different perspective. Big up Derek Smith. You always have a very good and different perspective. Now, whether we agree or disagree, sometimes we have disagreed, sometimes we do agree. I always appreciate everyone's perspective because honestly, I know that my way of thinking is my way of thinking, and I'm not always correct. I've gotten many things wrong in life, and I will continue to get things wrong in my life. And that's why I like everyone's shared perspective, because we all have different views. We all digest things differently when we watch the game, when we look back and we analyze things. So that's why I'm always so interactive. I always like to interact with the chat, because I too started out as a chatter in a lot of chats, just chatting. And it's always nice when the person you're watching, it makes you feel like, hey, we are having a conversation. This is a two-way street. It's not just, I'm not fucking Stephen A. Smith, you know what I mean? I'm not going to get up here and act like I'm some fucking hotshot. I don't even know what I'm trying to say there, but y'all get what I'm saying. Speaking of Stephen A. Smith, Bob Down Under says, Jacob, watch the loan video you mentioned with the Irish Hotspur yesterday. Really enjoyed it and believe our loan strategy gives a deeper view of changes at Spurs. I think there was something else interesting that Dave and Jack were talking about on the Irish Hotspur earlier this evening as well, which was Ashley Phillips. The loan to Plymouth Argyle could mean that he is so much further along. And like, we bought him, put him in the academy, and the whole point of the academy is to grow these players, loan them out, and then hope that they become good to where they either help your first 11 or you can sell them for some money. And honestly, I always like keeping up with our loans. Anytime we loan somebody out, I will go and follow. I'm going to take this beanie off. I think my wife turned the heater on in the house. It's getting nice and warm in here. But yeah, there you are. We got Bob Down Under. Let's see. Got hot in here. Damn. But yeah, that's Perisic. Looks like he's going to be on the way out. Hajduk split. Want to get him this week. Want to get him next week. Derek says don't Google Ainge 21. What the fuck are you saying? What's Ainge 21? What? I just Googled Ainge 21 and don't see anything. I don't see anything. Here you are. Hey, Ben. Hydration Nation in effect. West Ham are awful and immaculate vibes. Talk to me nicely. Yes, indeed. How you doing? Ben, good to see you in the chat as always. Doubling up member of all the supporting here on United Spurs of America. Janice Rublis says, how cold does it get in Texas? Oh, it gets cold. In Dallas, it was like 15 degrees, 15 Fahrenheit, which was -9 Celsius. And then here in El Paso, it's freezing cold today, technically. So there you are. Let me see here. I Googled Ainge 21 and nothing came up. Should I do Ainge Postecoglou 21? Is that... usually when people say that, Tottenham confirm. No, I don't see what you're talking about, man. I don't see what you're talking about there, Derek. But anyway, moving along on the show. Let's see where we're going here. Oh, well, there it is. I have that. The deal. Let me go do this. Change the overlay for y'all. So, the deal, Sergio Reguilón is Reguilón to Brentford. Here we go. Final green light lit. Just arrived after a verbal agreement between the clubs. Loan move with no option to buy clause, as Sergio will be back to Tottenham at the end of the season. Medical test on Wednesday. So medicals tomorrow. Probably be announced tomorrow that Reguilón is Reguilón. But look. No buy option. I wonder how much of the wages we're going to pay and how much of the wages they are going to pay, if I'm honest. I wonder. Do you wonder? I wonder. I'm definitely wondering. Jealous Joan. What's Joan saying? Polar vortex. 77 on my porch at 2. Warm in the California desert. Oh, that must be nice. It's very cold here. Giuseppe says snowed here in Rhode Island today. You're out there in the Rhode Island. Clam chowder. That's what I think of when I think of Rhode Island. Clam chowder. Am I accurate in assuming that, Giuseppe? Clam chowder? Big up Daniel Sandoval. How you doing? I keep getting distracted from what I'm trying to talk about. Look, I'm trying to understand here. I want to know from those of y'all in the chat right now, real quick. Do you agree that Reguilón should have been loaned out? Do you think he should have stayed and maybe provided as some kind of cover in case something happens to Destiny, whether it be suspension or injury, kind of a contingency plan? Who else do we have that can play the left back, at least an inverted fullback to some degree? Could it be Reguilón? But the thing is, for me, he started one preseason match. Oops, sorry about that. He started one preseason match for 45 minutes, and Ainge said, yeah, never again. And after that, we never saw Reguilón again. Well, we did in the second half when he was playing a bunch of people he didn't want to play, but I would assume Ainge Postecoglou said, I got 45 minutes out of him that I saw, and I did not like what I seen. Jared Bowen was turning him around 3 ways from Sunday, and then I think also he got destroyed by Lamine Yamal in the last preseason match. And then after that, they said, yeah, we're good. You can go on loan. So, yeah, he got absolutely turned around by Lamine Yamal. And now Lamine Yamal is the next biggest thing there. Van de Veen, Norman says, for our backup, that's a good shout. That's kind of my immediate assumption anyway if we need a left back. Alan says Van de Veen left back. There you are. Derek, he absolutely did get battered by a Spanish child. A Spanish child. Not even a Spanish man. Just a Spanish child. So it's actually quite not good for us. But I think Ainge already made his mind up, is what my point in saying that. That Ainge made his mind up about the guy, and he's just not good enough. Doesn't fit. I don't think defensively he can do anything. He's moderately okay at going forward. So I think when you add those two things together, that's not a guy that has a future at this club. That's just my opinion. Ben says, Reggie has a shite attitude, always late, and had an illegal party during COVID. He can go, thinks he's big bollocks. I do remember that party during COVID. It was his birthday or something like that. I do remember that. But the fucking hair. Get out of my face. I need a haircut. Rivals were desperate to try and make us change our system. Yeah, you're right about that, but they can't. Yamal tore him apart. Battered like a fish. 2 different accounts just here going in on... He got tore apart. Thoughts on Ainge playing a back 3? I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, I mean, we did a little bit. I don't think we'll start with it. Let me put it that way. I don't think we'll start with a back 3. I think like we saw in the latter stages of Manchester United, where we went Van de Veen. No, not Van de Veen. It was Dragusin, Romero, and then Emerson Royale. And then Pedro Porro kind of got shifted up, and then they turned kind of like 2 strikers. So, like, I don't see us starting with that. I could see us working into that as the match goes along. I don't see us starting with it because, honestly, that's just, I just don't see it. But you know what? I love me some Ainge Postecoglou, and you know what he might do? Surprise everybody, and myself included. I just don't think he would, because now that we're starting to get what our best players were like, why would we change up and start trying to look different than what we're used to doing, if that makes sense? Which it kind of doesn't. But if it does make sense, I think you get it. Let's see here. Seen some say Dragusin at right back and Porro to left wing. Left wing? Pedro Porro to left wing? I mean, Dragusin has played at right back. That is true. So that's not far away from factual information, because he has played right back. I think he's like a right-sided center back, in my opinion. But he played on the left-sided center back the last few minutes there on his debut. So very nice. I think he's versatile. I think that's why Ainge also likes him. Is Perisic going to Roma? No, he's not. He's staying here. Jacob looks like a stallion this evening. Hopefully that's a good thing. Like a well kept together horse or something. Big up to El Tel Cocarel. How you doing? Big up. Derek. My annoyance with Reguilón is him copying the players' celebrations. There was a highlight reel someone dropped, was like, shout out Reguilón for always just copying everyone's celebration. Son's knee slides and does this. Here comes Reguilón knee sliding into it. He did. And then the Harry Kane jump and that. He would literally do whatever the celebration was, which I kind of liked from a standpoint of like, he's getting involved and like, it's a good vibe and people like him and all that. But like, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't too annoyed about it, I guess. Cormac McManus, Poro might be my favorite Spurs player right night. We're so lucky to have such a dynamic right back. He's very good. More GA than Trent Alexander-Arnold right now. Joris Wouters, no chance Ainge plays a back three from start of any game ever, in my opinion. This is kind of what I thought too, Joris. This is kind of what I thought. I don't think he starts like that. That if we need to change things based on fitness or hamstring, like Van de Ven cramped, so we took him out the game, and then we went to Raduski, Romero, and we went to kind of that but back three with the two up top, which then we did see Pedro Porro kind of being that right wing back, right winger. It's kind of interesting. We'll see though. Bob Down Under says, I think Ainge is harsh and won't give the time to players he can't see buying into his philosophy. There you are, Reguilón. Goodbye. I think we'll see another back coming in January. A quiet deal we never saw coming. Wouldn't that be nice to see? I thought about Porro in midfield and absence of Kulu and Gio. Discuss. Well, Pedro Porro. Now, when he came here from Sporting, he was touted as this great right wing back. Now, we played a wing back system at the time in which we signed him. And he showed going forward that he had delectable qualities. In regards to his passes going forward. It was defensively, he looked a little shoddy. And then now that we've changed to a back four and his role has changed and he went to an inverted fullback, a lot of discussion was around the fact that maybe Pedro Porro goes into a right wing because he's so good going forward that maybe we don't rely on him as much on the defensive side. And I think that while Ainge does like players who are adaptable to the different situations that he's going to put them in, Pedro Porro, I would assume to always start as the right. I wouldn't imagine shifting Pedro Porro into the midfield as like a right mid or a right winger, and the jump of, unless we started having injuries, like another injury crisis in that position, then maybe. But Kulu should be back. To my understanding, the dude had bubble guts. He ate something bad and he had bubble guts. Gio, he's off at a testing facility, an off-site location. His return, we don't know. We just don't know. But, you know, I think the thing is, and this is what I like, because if you look at a team like Manchester City, what do they have? It's really good. I mean, among other things, they have, from a player standpoint, versatile players. Nathan Ake can play center half. He can play left back. Josko Vardiol can play center back. He can play left back. John Stones plays center back, or he could play holding mid. That there's a versatility aspect to having in your depth, rather. So let me rephrase that. There's, in my opinion, a huge positive to having players with versatility in your depth. So by having Mickey Van de Ven, who can play left back and left-sided center back, versatile. Brennan Johnson, for better or for worse, he can play left back or left wing. Left back. He could play left wing, prefers right wing, and he also played centrally for Nottingham Forest. Again, versatility. And speaking of versatility, how versatile is he? He's back. Woo-hoo. We've got Paul again.
So I'm sorry, sir. I know I'm supposed to be on your channel until I get more subs than you. I know. But it gives it a bit of production value. It gives it that roving reporter feel, doesn't it?
What are the streets saying right now? How is the home nation, home continent of Ainge Postecoglou? What is it saying right now? Well, there's a gas station.
What's the street? Well, look at that.
Oh!
Get me. You see, you don't have public transport over there. It's called a bus.
You know, the city I grew up in is actually the largest populated city in America to not have public transit. Isn't that nice?
What's that? What city is that?
Arlington, Texas
Oh, okay.
is the largest city in America without public transit. Isn't that fun? Because I remember being like, why isn't there any buses? Like, I remember my car broke down. I was like, how the fuck do I get to work? Is there a bus? I was like, Arlington don't have a bus system. There's no trains. The fuck am I going to do? Call a taxi?
Nothing.
Strange, Paul. But look, I was discussing this from Joris Wouters. What do you think about Porro in midfield and absence of Kulu and Giovanni Lo Celso? I was discussing, and then also, what is your take on a back three?
Nah, fuck the back. Oh, we'll have to hold that thought, man. Your good luck is doing well. I've got to go, man. See ya.
There he goes. He's off again. No problem. Look at that. It's getting fucking hot in this house. What is the temperature my wife put the heater at? Shit. It's getting warm in here. Good old Paul. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I forgot what I was talking about. A user says, I would like to see Dragusin right back and Pedro Porro pushed into midfield along with Bentancur and But Dragusin right back, the right back, the fullbacks are asked to invert. I don't know that that's part of the role he ever played as a right back, is to invert and push up the field. I don't think it is. I'm a little disheartened to hear Ainge saying he's, quote, proud of us drawing to a team he should beat. I thought we was a big club now. Look, Derek, what I would say to this is a few things. I agree we should have won. But again, look at our starting 11 and look at how many of the players. Look at our bench. Look at the ways in which we were unable to really bring anyone in to help affect the game. I just think that where we're at now, injuries, suspensions, international duty, we're in a really tough place where this is not our ideal 11. And again, in hindsight, 4 points out of 6 versus Manchester United ain't bad. I don't remember the last time we did that. I really don't. So I'm not too upset about it. I'm not disheartened to hear him say he's proud either. What is he supposed to say? These fucking losers? What, we couldn't beat United? What are we, a bunch of bums? Like, he's not that guy. He's never going to throw his players under the bus like that, in my opinion. Our crosses into the box were poor versus Man U, especially Johnson. Porro as a right winger. Johnson did have a few bad crosses into the box and over the box and such. But look, Pedro Porro pushes up as a helper in attack on the right-hand side. So, I don't know why we're doing this shuffling of Pedro Porro right now. I know that he's great. I know that he's versatile. But if he's effective at what he's doing, let's just keep him being effective there. That's my thought. But Ainge may change his mind, and we'll find out. I just think, I'm keeping Pedro Porro right where he is because that's where he's excelling right now. Imagine Modric in this team. Yeah, it's nasty. Big up TJ Warren TV. How many times have you invoked Ellen DeGeneres' name on this stream? I think only once. When I told Alejandro Garnacho to hold that, he's an absolute fraud. Who the fuck is barking now? Is what I would say to him. We can play our wingbacks as fullbacks because our center backs are so good. Simple as we've hit the golf on recruitment. Props to Don Paratici. Interesting. Big up Tony D. How you doing, Tony? Good to see you in the house. Spurs King is here. Says, thoughts on the Arteta meat scandal? What meat scandal? This?
What?
My thoughts are, I'll tell you what my thoughts. It's a disgrace.
It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace.
That's what it is. That is exactly what it is. Let's see where I'm at in the chat. Whoa, it just refreshed and threw me all the way somewhere else. Big up Swim Master. If Sess breaks down again, try to get what we can from him in the summer. I don't think we get anything for him. I don't think we get anything for him. I said in the absence of Kulu and Gio and obviously Madison in that specific game. What happened to Gift Orban, Ghost of Belgium? I spoke about it earlier in the stream. You can go back. And I pulled it up full screen on the tweets. Maybe I need to start timestamping my streams, but they're so random that I think it'd be very hard to always like timestamp it correctly. A day in the life of an Uber driver, ain't that right? Hippie's moving like Richarlison. No, he's getting that money, getting that moolah. Is your wife's cooking you, Jacob? Why would my wife be cooking me? You mean like cooking for me, or cooking me as in like she's putting me in the mud? I don't know. Big up to Jacob and all in the chat. Big up Colin with Talking Ball. How you doing? Stephen O'Connor says, hi, Jacob. Having creativity in Poro's position is a real weapon. Absolutely, because when you look at our midfield, we have two holding mids of Højbjerg and Skip. Guess what you need? A creative injection in the midfield, Stefan. So, yes, I absolutely agree with you. Big up Arax Beat. Arax Beat? It says, big ups, mate, from South Africa. Big up all the way to South Africa. I did not watch, but I did keep up with Mali versus South Africa. So big up all the way to South Africa, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Jonathan Rowe is the guy, Jacob from Norwich. That was the other guy that we've been linked with. And honestly, I can't play it on live on stream. But if you go to my Twitter page, all right, hang on. I'm gonna copy the tweet. So if you're interested, I'm gonna put the link in the chat right now. That's a Twitter link that I just put in the chat, and it's a highlight reel. Now, again, I know it's the highlight reel. Highlight reel is supposed to make them look good, but please, please, please watch this highlight reel of 20-year-old winger Jonathan Rowe. Outside the box, left foot, top bins, juke, left foot, bottom right corner, on the left, juking two men, and then on the left-hand side, receives it on his right foot, far post, header. This guy scores from everywhere. This guy looks so good. And again, I brought it up yesterday because I was like, I don't really know who this guy is. But I'm telling you, some of these goals in this highlight reel, I mean, he goes over the top of a center back, gets a headed goal, and then another time on the left-hand side, he dribbles at a man, goes through two men. Another time on a set-piece corner, header in space, far post, another goal. I mean, he's got juke moves. He's not afraid to run with the ball. 20 years old. It looks like he could shoot with both feet, too, and he could find man in the box. There's a nice assist right there. Another nice assist right there. Looks like he's got real good decision-making, finishing, first touch, strength on the ball, heading ability. He can score with both feet and his head. That's an asset. I like the way this kid looks, Dry Roast Peanut. I love the way this kid looks. I like it a lot. Gimme Jonathan Rowe. Jonathan Rowe. I'm going to pull his name up here. Jonathan Rowe, 20-year-old England international. They say he's left-footed, but I've seen him score with all. Look at that heat map. Look at that heat map right there. Bro is all over the pitch. They say he's a central mid. Bro, the highlight reel, if you click the link that I put in there and you watch that highlight reel, you're going to think. Just watch this. Watch this, and you're going to be like, is he a left winger, right winger? They say he's a central mid. I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. Rose sounds like another Jed Spence to me, says Faz. Why? What makes you say that? Based on what? I would sell Skippy to Norwich. They loved him. Part exchange plus cash for Rowe. What if we just did a straight up swap? I would love that. Come on. Swim Master, we're cooking with hot grease here. Norwich love Oliver Skip. You can get yourself an Oliver Skip, and we'll get a Jonathan Rowe, who apparently plays midfielder. Based on this heat map, Rowe plays everywhere. Look at the heat map above my head right now. This guy's everywhere. And he scores from everywhere. And he scores with any appendage that he can. I like this kid a lot. Tot Spurs says, I just watched it. Jacob, gonna have to look more into this player. I'm telling you right now. Watch that highlight reel. Listen to my amateur scouting report. And then probably listen to someone who's not an amateur scout this guy. Because honestly, the highlight reels, they only do so much for me. But this highlight reel, I said, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. This guy's got a little bit of something to him.
You must have had a great view of that.
Wow, unbelievable from the back. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think he's very talented and he's young. Bro, if we got Jonathan Rowe and Antonio Nusa, we be cooking. Love the way you pronounce Norwich, Jacob. I hope that's the right way, but I don't. If it's not, they're going to have to hold that. Norwich. I like this. Again, I heard the first time I heard of him was about a week ago. And I ain't quoting Gucci Mane. I'm saying about a week ago. I think that was Gucci Mane. Yeah, I like this kid. I don't really care what this little pie chart here is saying. I don't. But this guy scores, man. He scores goals. 11 goals. 11 goals. As a central mid. 2 assists. 2 headed goals. 4 left foot goals. Oh, wait. There you go. It's right above my head. 2 headed goals. 4 left foot. 5 with the right foot. And they say he's right. Or I'm fucking it up. He's got 4 left-footed goals, and he's got 5 right-foot goals. And they say he's left-footed. I say he's ambidextrous. He's ambidextrous to me. He looks like 24 Karat Gold. That song along make me want to sign him. Oh, I didn't listen to the song. I just watched the highlights. But honestly, that kid, he looks great. I love that. He has that Doku vibe to him. He does, and that the way he dribbles and like when he has a man, he'll go you know, a little 1, 2, 3 with the right foot, a little bachata merengue with the left foot, a little bit of you know what I'm saying? I like the looks of this guy. I like the looks. Again, you could probably get him cheap. He's in the championship playing for Norwich. We could send Oliver Skip. They love them some Oliver Skip. Gift Orban also scored goals. He still scores goals. I would still take Gift Orban. He's still a good player. He's just out of form right now. And I would say a dejected human being. And again, I covered this earlier in the show as well. My thoughts on Gift Orban. Rowe could be like our Bowen. Again, remember, Bowen came from the championship to West Ham and then started balling. Why can't it be us? I don't know him, Jacob, but looks like gambling on a championship player to step up to Premier League football could be wrong. It could be. But again, if he's coming into a position that we have a lot of depth, it's not necessarily that we're saying, here's the keys, now drive the car whilst, you know, you've barely taken any lessons. I would say, for me, Faz, I don't think it's that much of a gamble, especially if the finances could be right. If we could get him for 5 or 10, or we get, you know, we send Skip that way and get him for a free. Not a free, but you know what I'm saying. Honestly, man, I'm telling you, honestly, it could be something very nice. We could be cooking with some real grease now. If we get rowing, it would be like floating on water. Some might say row your boat, and maybe that's what I'll say. Joneth, I watched it, a highlight reel only. Pookie is a great player to pass off to. But he's only got 2 assists. The part of the highlight reel where I'm not, irrespective of Pookie, Timo Pookie doesn't even play there anymore. So some of those were from other years in which he did, yes, lay it off to Pookie. But Pookie plays in the MLS now. Pookie plays for Minnesota United. He's in Minnesota. Pookie. I love that name, by the way. One of my favorite names. That's what I'm saying, my man. Bowen came from Hull. Yes, it was Hull City. It was. I think he played with, was it Ezzy? No, Ezzy. Was Ezzy at Hull City originally, and then he went to Stoke? Or was he at Stoke, then he went to, I don't remember anymore. How heavily linked are we with Rowe? Enough that I've seen a couple things on the Twitter about. Now, I do have do got somewhere. One second. I have it here. We're linked with him. We're still linked with Samuel Illing Jr. from Juventus per Alistair Gold. Here. Apparently we are one of the Premier League clubs showing an interest in the winger Jonathan Rowe. Again, he's labeled as a central mid, but they're saying we're linked with him at this moment. We have not made a move for the 20-year-old though. So we haven't done anything, but we're monitoring. So we're linked, but we haven't had dinner or lunch or a coffee with them yet. Is kind of what it sounds like to me. Which honestly, again, go to that link, watch that highlight reel. The kid looks nice. I cannot lie. Let's see what else I got here. I already talked about that. Oh, I just felt like, you know what? I did save this because I thought that, yeah, you're right. As he was at Queen's QPR. That's what, you're right. He was at QPR before he went to, where was he before QPR? Big up Manny Singh, big up US of A, big up. How you doing? Ali Gold just spits out club propaganda. I'll be careful trusting him. You're right. He does say a lot of things that don't come true, but he also does say stuff that sometimes does happen to come true. Donovan Ostreicher here, member for 3 months. Big up Donovan. Says controversial, but we should save Emile Smith Rowe. I don't know. I'm going to be real honest, Donovan. Anytime we've played him, I'm just like, this dude's a hoe. So I'm super biased though. So I'm probably not the best. I'm definitely not the best to ask about scouting Arsenal players, because I'll be honest, Donovan, Emile Smith Ho, I don't like him. I thought he was a punk. I thought he was a little bitch. But again, I'm a Spurs fan, and I think that about every single one of their players. And they say dog saliva is the best center back, blah, blah, blah. They say all that, and I watch him, and I just think he's a little punk ass too. None of them on that squad actually scare me. Like, I look at all of them, and I think all of them could get this work, if I'm honest. So, Donovan, it is controversial, but maybe I should look into him. Do you have any kind of reading materials I could look into? Highlights or something? Anytime I've watched this guy, I just think he's a bitch. But again, he plays for Arsenal, so I think that about every Arsenal player. And again, I am biased, so I'm sorry. They say as a pundit, I'm supposed to be non-biased. I'm very biased. Oh, here we go. Big up RX Beat. Hey, with a yellow super chat in Czar money. That sounds like another planet. We're here from Zartron. Sorry. The super chat here. Thank you so much, first of all, for the financial donation to the show. Says Jonathan Rowe. Apparently, he's mostly an ambidextrous winger / plays on both sides, defends well, and can play central. He works hard to get the ball and dribble it to the opponent's box, which explains his heat map. RX, this is a very great point. Again, I'm going to put... Let me see this. Let me do this. It's going to cover most of my face, but Jonathan Rowe, you're right. I mean, look at that heat map. Look at it. Look at the heat map. Heat map. He plays everywhere. And I love this. So do you keep up with the championship? Do you watch Norwich specifically? But I love this insight here, because honestly, I don't like getting all hype from highlight reels, because literally highlight reels are to do just that. But when I watch that, there's intangible qualities that it's like, I don't care if this is the highlight reel. The dude just did that. You know what I mean? The way he move as well. I like the way he move. And I ain't just talking about Antonio Nusa. But look at that heat map, man. And they say he plays a central mid. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. But big up RXB. I hope I'm saying it right. Arok or Arik? Either way, big up to you. Thank you so much for the financial contribution to the show. I like the way he looks. Again, we are a club. I think it's important to remember sometimes that we are a club that buys talent when they're relatively starting to bud. We're a buy to sell is what they say, right? Like when you look at Gareth Bale, Luka Modric, they all went off to another club. Harry Kane eventually went off to another club. It comes to a point where we're meeting that with ambition to win something. And I think that for me, I would love nothing more than to win a trophy. If we could get the FA Cup this year, talk to me nicely. I want the Premier League. I know people say Champions League, this, that, and the other, bro, but I want the Premier League. I want that real bad. I want to be champions of the league. I want to be champions of England. I want to have that gold patch. I want it. We need it. We could use it. We are dehydrated when it comes to this subject. So when I look at, a Jonathan Rowe, is this the guy? It's not us splashing the money on 100 some on a Vlahovic. It's not us splashing the cash on a Osimhen or, you know what I mean? But I don't recall when we ever did that. The most money we ever spent was on fucking Ndombele, and look how that turned out. So I don't think you have to spend a lot of money to show that you're serious or show that you have ambitions in some regard. Again, I always like to poke fun at the people who say, oh, well, Jacob, you're on your platform. You need to be demanding more. You got to ask for more as a fan. And I just find it funny. Like, no matter what I ask for, what I demand, that's not going to change what the club does. So I can either watch what the club does and base my expectations on what we do and how we're operating and what we're doing. I'm just saying that I think it's important to remember. You don't have to buy, like Udogie. I bet you he ain't going for less than 75, 80 right now if he sold right now. I wouldn't sell him for less than 150 personally. I just think he's the best fucking thing since sliced bread. But what happens is we don't go buy that player when he's worth 80, 100 million. We buy him, loan him back, and he costs us about 13, 17, I think it was, for Udogie when we got him. That's the way we get our players. So I just don't think it's like this, we got to just buy these finished products, so to speak. Because Ainge has also worked and been successful while using players that aren't a finished product by molding them into his image, so to speak. There you are. Big up Rocks Beat. Appreciate that. Super chat, my friend. Thank you. Really good talking point as well. Gift Orban is now too old now. The Wonder Kid effect is worn off. Yeah, he's 21. That's still pretty young. I don't know about Wonder Kid, but I just think he's a talented finisher in the box, personally. Yo, Jacob, did you see the result between Bristol and West Ham? I didn't watch the game, but I did see the result. And LOL at West Ham, y'all got to hold that, you absolute frauds. Every single time. All right, the last couple things I want to talk about before I end the show. I'm almost on 2 hours, and I do got to end this off very, very shortly. My wife just texted me and said my son's awake, so I'm going to text her back right now and say, yes, last subjects, then it's goodbye. So here we are. We got the last few things to talk about before I say goodnight. And then, of course, thank the people who financially contributed to this channel tonight as well. I always give shout-outs to those of you who spend at least $1 on the show. I got to at least say hello, and thank you so much. I am not sharing the right screen. Radu Draguskin says, yes, that is right. I rejected Bayern. Oh, Bayern, you need some milk.
He needs some milk.
Hold that, Bayern. Says, I chose Tottenham because I felt it was the right step for me. And I had a really good conversation with Ainge Postecoglou. I saw that they wanted me from a long time ago, like 1 month before the transfer window. So I thought this is the right choice for me. My dream was to play in the Premier League, so that was part of it. I think the team here, the guys here are on a good trajectory. I felt joining them, I can help a lot. I loved a lot of the things he said there, and I love any time that I could just turn around and say LOL at the schnitzel eaters. All right? They're over there, Eric Dyer, Harry Kane. They're having fun out in Schnitzelville. Keep doing that. Keep having fun. Give me my Raduski Dragooski. So That's where I'm at. I love the quote. Anytime we can dunk on Bayern and say Tottenham are bigger than Bayern Munich, I'm all about it personally. So, and now my wife turned off the heater so I can let my hair down. The last thing I've got here that I want to talk about with y'all is about Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. So, hey, let me fix my hair here. So, says here Spurs are not about to accept any cut price deals for Højbjerg, who still has 18 months left in his contract and is of interest to Juventus and Napoli, as well as some Premier League clubs. Unless there is an obligation to buy, the loan is understood to be completely off the table. So any interested club must be ready to offer a permanent solution. So what this says to us is, if you're going to get him, you ain't going to get him on loan. You're going to have to get him with an obligation to buy or a permanent transfer. So none of this Reguilón, none of this Japhet Tanganga Jed Spence business. I'm talking standing on actual business. We ain't selling Højbjerg. Or we are selling Højbjerg. We're not loaning Højbjerg. You can't get Højbjerg on what is it called? Fucking layaway. That's what it is. Layaway, where you like pay over time. You're not getting him on layaway. You got to pay the full price. You got to pay the full price. So honestly, for me, I like that. I would be upset if we loaned him with an option. A loan with an obligation or a permanent transfer sounds more fair to me, especially when we're looking at our depth in central mid. It's not great. The talent there's not great, but at the end of the day, we're going to need this guy. He's going to be needed. We have to have a warm body. Yeah, that's the way I see it. George says they can have him on credit. Try before you buy. No, not with Højbjerg. That's at least what we're saying. At least that's what the reports are saying. That you don't get Højbjerg unless you buy him outright. But look, y'all, that is going to do it for the show. I see 148 votes in the chat. Does that mean we're on a good amount of likes? Let's see. I'm going to refresh. Let's see what y'all saying on the likes. 126 likes, 148 votes. So that's about 22 people that didn't like the video. That's okay. Again, you're allowed to do whatever you want to do. You don't have to like. You don't have to subscribe. I highly suggest that you do. 127 likes, says Giuseppe. Big up, Giuseppe, for always being here, my friend. I'm going to end the poll. 148 votes. 34% says we need an upgrade or replacement in midfield. And then we also got, in second place, need another attacker on the front three. That's 31%. And 23% says Madison a backup or a top striker is what we need. It's a good point, too. Oh, we got a super chat here before we get out of here. It says RX Beat, second super chat of the day. Big up. Appreciate you being here. It says unless we swap him plus cash bonus for Gomez. That's a good shout. We are getting more and more linked with the midfielder Gomez from Wolves. And you know what? We're about to sign the show off. But before we do that, we got to make sure we get Paul another fair. Paul, you're back. Round 4, baby.
What a good luck charm you are, man. Thank you for putting up with my intermittent visits here. It's been fun. It's helped the morning go very quickly, dude.
Yeah. Hey, man, you're always welcome to. You are our roving correspondent in Australia. You are our boots on the ground.
They're after me.
Hey, he's here. He's here.
You don't fancy streaming another 8 hours because I need the money, man.
I just saw someone in your back window pop up out of that car behind there. I was like, is Paul about to get robbed? But it was a guy getting out of his car. RXB, I was about to sign off the show, but RXB hit us with a super chat real quick. So let me ask you. I was reading about Pierre-Emile Højbjerg that we are not going to, you either have to buy him or if you want to loan him, it's with obligation. So we're not going to do a loan with option or kind of like with Reguilón. He's for sure coming back in the summer. Tanganga's coming back right now and Jed Spence will be back in the summer. There is an option for Genoa to buy him outright. We'll see if they do. But what do you think about Pierre-Emile Højbjerg plus some cash for that Gomez kid from Wolves. And the Gomez kid, by all intents and purposes, looks really good. So I know you probably don't even know what I'm talking about because, quite honestly, I've watched like 3 games of Wolves, and one of them was ours, and I don't even think he played. But he's been pretty good.
I can't recall him. Word on the street is he's pretty good, isn't he? I think there seems to. I'm just trying to sense things, but it seems that I'm guessing people are preferring him to Conor Gallagher, and he's cheaper. Is that the gist of it?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. But he can actually, he's actually kind of decent going forward too, is what some people say. But I think he's more of like a 6, kind of that. I would see him playing like the Basuma or the Papa Matasar role. That's kind of where I see his position, not necessarily as like a 10, but we need some bodies if we're getting rid of Højbjerg or Skip. I think this is a clear cut option. He's pretty young too, as well. Already got
but we need
experience.
I get it about wanting to sell Højbjerg outright because we need to clear the decks to get a midfielder in, don't we? So we need to get rid of.
Yeah.
And like if Højbjerg's around, we still will use him from time to time. He's not like he's total dead weight or anything like that. I mean, Skip. Yeah, I mean he had a not bad game on the weekend, but
But the last time he had a good. The last good performance was at the San Siro in Champions League.
Yeah, long time
That's
ago.
the last time he was good. Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to get a midfielder upgrade. You know, one that's near the standard of the big guns we've got. Definitely.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the last pieces in the puzzle for me. Is that and maybe a fullback, a versatile fullback, not Sergio Reguilón, fuck him. But
he's not versatile. He just runs.
Yeah, because it's annoying, isn't it? You know, these players going out on loan and then they come back, or it doesn't work out, and they come back early, and it's just,
Yeah,
I
agree.
The end of those days.
Yeah, and that's the thing is we're getting a lot of return to seller on these loans that we're doing, Paul. They're like, yeah, you can have him back. Leeds, you can have him back. Augsburg, you can have him back. Roden seems the only one right now where their fans are like, please don't let him leave. Please, we have to sign him long term. Joe Roden is killing it for Leeds.
He's at Leeds, okay.
Yeah, he's at
Leeds. Right. Oh, good on him.
He's killing it. They love Joe Roden over there.
Okay, well let's talk Turkey with Leeds then, because we don't need him.
Talk to me nicely. Talk to me nicely. I need an offer I can't refuse.
Not tomorrow, but someday for a favor.
You know what, Paul? In case there's anyone who hasn't heard, you have a new show coming up, right? Do you want to tease it, or shall I play a trailer for you?
What I've got is I've got fans from every team, and we're debating, and the question is football. And they're all still in a room, you know, streaming 24 hours a day, and we'll just find out when they have the answer. So there's a trailer, yes.
Well, here's, in case you want to know the show in which Paul's alluding to, he's got a great couple guests here. I mean, here's the trailer. Speaks 1,000 words. Oh, looks like a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. And you know the best part is it's new.
You've done it again. You've worked your charm. I'll say goodbye to all your viewers. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye. And we can end the show there. Paul got his other fare. We are the good luck. So here's another celebratory for you, Paul. Woohoo! You get the airfare. You get the damn ride share, whatever that is. But look, we are going to end the show there. I'm going to send you on over to Staffy TV. If you do need some more entertainment, go over there and say Staffy in the mud. We're going to raid. We're going to send you all over there. Say Staffy's in the mud, and then you can hit a like, subscribe, and you don't even have to stay. But you can show some support to another content creator. He's a good friend of mine. But if you do subscribe to that channel, I'm live there every Monday. I would suggest going back and watching American Waffle from last night. I am quite ruthless and shameless on that show. I'm quite braggadocious as well. And some people don't like that side of me, but that's okay. I have a fun time. So please do subscribe to Staffy TV. You'll find me there once a week, at least once a week. And no, I'm not on commission. He needs to help me out and cut me a percentage there. RX Beat with another super chat. Making it, Somerville. Hoiberg for Gomez, Roden for Somerville. Look, give me Crescencio Somerville. I wanted him last year when he was playing in the Premier League. I said, if Leeds are going down, give me Somerville and Nato. Wilfred Nato. He's a left winger, left forward. Somerville, right winger, right forward. I love this kid, Crescencio Somerville. Great shout here, RXB. I love the fact that you reminded me of a guy whom I always get his updates. He has been balling in the championship. I get goals from, I think the other day, his most recent game, I remember, he had missed a penalty. But what did he do 5 minutes later? He went and assisted a goal. So big up to fucking Somerville, a quality little Dutch player. Love the look of the kid. Would love to see him in a Tottenham Hotspur shirt, honestly. Give me him, Rowe, Noosa. We cooking with a bunch of wingers. Brian Who is what we could say. But look, that is going to do for the show. I do have to go, unfortunately. But again, thank you to everyone who has hit a like and subscribe on the video. Those are free things to do. Thank you to those who have been chatting with me all evening. I do appreciate that. And those of you on playback, if you're still here 2 hours and 11 minutes in, I hope you have a great day. I hope you've been having a great day. Please make sure to hit that like. Let's see if we can get up to 150 likes on the playback, because I know my playback folks, y'all hit the likes up. Y'all get them likes up nicely. We get 150 from y'all, 200. Hey, we talking nicely. But let me say again, thank you so much to Bob for his financial contribution, getting things started here, buying 5 memberships, making the family bigger. Donovan using his membership chat. RX Beat with 3 super chats, kicking it off with this 10 and the 2 2s. I appreciate that, RX Beat. It is good to have you here, and thank you so much for your financial contribution, my friend. It means a lot. But I hope you come back. Regardless of the financial contribution, I hope you come back and you come chat with us some more. I love the swaps that you have put out there. I'm doing them. I'm taking those deals. Yes, sign me up for those. I think this is supposed to do some kind of, well, there you go, a little like. But that's going to do it, y'all, for episode 135 of the Untitled series. I hope you have a great rest of the day. And there's a few things I need you to do. And this is mandatory. I say nothing's mandatory, but this is mandatory. I need you to stay fresh. I need you to stay blessed. I need you to up the lads, and come on, you Spurs. Kuss.
United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Destiny Adoji. Oh, yes. Oh, Destiny Adoji Day. Hey.